Welcome to Roman Millom. The purpose of this video is to share evidence which suggests the Romans once lived in or passed through Millom. Several historians of the late 18th and early 19th centuries were convinced there was a Roman presence in Furness, and some believed a Roman road left the Furness Peninsula at Dudden Sands, landing in Millom, then moved on to Salcroft, Ravenglass, and so on. One of these was Richard S. Ferguson, an antiquarian who lived in Carlisle and specialised in the history of Cumberland and Westmoreland. As the Ferguson map shows, Agricola's road started in Lancaster, went across Morecambe Bay, across the Furness Peninsula, then crosses Dudden Sands and, quote, lands in Cumberland at a point marked by the site of the gallows of the Lords of Millom, and by an old lane reaches Salcroft, unquote. The Agricola mentioned is not to be confused with the Emperor Agricola. This one was Gnaeus Julius Agricola, a Roman general responsible for much of the conquest of Britain. Point of interest: the inscribed stone was moved to the side of Gallows Field by the farmer, and can be seen just about when you walk up Archer's Field, which is now called Gypsy Field. It's on the left hand side by the hedge, but the writing is facing the field, so you can't actually see it. Most 19th century historians accepted the Romans were in this part of Cumbria, but by the 20th century different historians rejected this belief and stated categorically the Romans were not in Furness. Local archaeologist Daniel Ellsworth examined both views in a paper he wrote in 2007, which can be found in Transactions, the Cumberland and Westmoreland Antiquarian and Archaeological Society publication. Analysing information and more recent finds, Ellsworth suggests there was indeed a strong background presence in Furness during the Roman period, and concludes his paper stating, quote, the identification of a road across the Furness Peninsula obviously has implications for claims made of roads to the north, leading up the west coast, and south across the Cartmel Peninsula, unquote. He tantalisingly finished his paper by stating the hoard from Millom Castle indicates good Roman connections, then suggests Boric rails may be significant as it contains two Roman elements, meaning burials, often associated with Roman sites. Since Ellsworth wrote his paper, there have been several Roman finds, some of which are not in the public domain, whilst others are, most notably the stunning silver bracelet dating from the 2nd or 3rd centuries AD, which was found in July 2012 by a metal detectorist in Dalton, and which is now in the Dock Museum. The purpose of this paper is not to re-examine these ideas, but to pull together the different finds and sources which suggest a Roman presence in Millom, with the aim of generating further interest and research. The earliest literary evidence of any Roman presence goes back to a reference in the diaries of the Reverend William Stukeley, quote, Millom Castle, 18th of April 1759. Sir Hedworth Williamson of Monkwearmouth told me at Millom Castle, Cumberland, which was a Roman castrum, they dug up 2 great urns full of silver Roman coins, which they sent up to London and sold by pound weight. Within Holy Trinity Church, next to Millom Castle, there is a red sandstone slab engraved with Antef, A-N-T-E-F. In his article of 1931, Newly Discovered Sculptured and Inscribed Stones at Millom, Frank Warriner describes the find. Towards the east end of the north chancel wall was found a slightly curved sandstone slag somewhat weathered, 13.5 inches by 15 inches and 4.25 inches thick. On one end of the shorter side is incised Antef, the letters varying in size from 2.5 inches to 3 inches. It has been inserted above the ambry niche in the chancel. Warriner continues, quote, Mr. R. G. Collingwood writes, "The stone seems Roman to me. I think of Curante Flavio, the person in charge of a piece of construction, is often mentioned in late inscriptions, say 3rd century, and the lettering here suggests a late date. Roman inscriptions cut on the edge, as opposed to the face, of a stone are fairly common. Having regard to the possibility of bringing such a stone from Ravenglass, I should not argue from it to the existence of a Roman site at or near Millom." A possible stone sculptured Roman head is held at the Beacon Museum in Whitehaven. It was gifted to the museum in 1976. The gifter had found it in or around St George's Churchyard in Millom. At one time it was being used as a doorstop. It is made of red sandstone and is 300mm long by 200mm wide by 150mm deep. The curator Alex Milner says, quote, "The stonework and design has been seen as Roman, but the stylized nature of the eyebrows has been used to suggest it has Celtic influence." It has been suggested that a Roman urn was found in a field in Millom, not far from the castle, in 1842. However, investigations have not revealed the whereabouts of this urn. Indeed, local legends suggest there were 2 urns, but the only one to be found in the investigation is one that is held at Tully Museum, which has been identified as a Middle Bronze Age urn found at Beck Farm sometime before 1872. We learn about a Roman coin in excellent condition, dating from the time of Claudius II, which was found near Swinside Stone Circle, Thwaites, by Mr. Oldfield of Salcroft in 1910. The find was reported in the Millom Gazette, which interestingly goes on to refer to 2 Roman roads in the area. Quote, "The Roman road from the direction of Foxfield Viaduct passed by Swinside, then took over Thwaites Fell, no doubt the existing road to Bootle and Wabberthwaite being at least a considerable portion of it on the site of this old road. In a wood near Lady Hall, this Roman road, with the pavement laid down when the Romans held sway in England, still exists. Another of these roads came round by the coast, and for some distance traversed the same ground as the present Millom and Bootle Road does today. It is claimed that this second road passed over the portion of the Duddon Sands between Hodbarrow and Walney. If so, the condition of the road must be vastly different to what it is today. From the claims of old traditions, the feasibility of this road is quite possible, as in these old days the Duddon was understood to be only a sluggish stream, finding an outlet between Barrow and Walney. A very high tide, accompanied by a severe western storm, broke through the sand dunes, giving an inlet to the sea, which, as the years rolled by, made further and further encroachment till the large area now covered by the Duddon Sands was converted from marshy land to an estuary of the sea. Moving on to 1916, the Millom Gazette tells us about a Roman coin found by Mr. Colton of Holborn Hill when he was visiting his family grave in the old church graveyard. It seems he thought it was a button, but on closer examination discovered it was a Roman coin that had probably been turned up when a grave was being dug. It is a small copper coin with a head on one side and Latin on the other, but other than this it is virtually illegible. An article published in the North West Evening Mail in 2011 says Mr. Charles Bailey of Millom was helping out in a potato field near Hodbarrow, Millom, when he made various finds, including a bronze Roman strigil. We do not know when Mr. Bailey made the find. Over the past 6 years, Millom metal detectorist Dwayne Farron has found many items in the area, some of which are Roman. For example, 3 Roman coins, an iron shield boss, 3 lead steel yard weights for measuring different items, and 2 weights. Josh Carr, another Millom metal detectorist, has also made many finds in Millom, including a silver Roman coin in amazing condition with the head of Emperor Marcus Aurelius, so we can date it to between 161 to 180 AD or just after. Josh also found a bronze Roman trumpet brooch, which is dated between 75 to 175 AD. Both were found in 2020. Another metal detectorist has recently found 6 Roman coins in Salcroft. If we omit the urn, the dubious Roman head and the Swinside coin, that leaves 16 pieces of evidence which suggest a Roman presence in Millom. The silver hoard, the inscription, 6 Roman coins, the strigil, a shield boss, 5 weights and a Roman brooch. This begs the question, what was the Roman presence in Millom? Does the evidence confirm a Roman road passed through Millom? Was there a mile fortlet in Millom? Was the castle built on a Roman ruin of some sort? Was Holy Trinity Church built with stones from a previous Roman construction? Could Borwick Rails have been a Roman port, or was there a naval signal station nearby? Are there other features which suggest a Roman presence? For example, could the field behind the school next to the castle be a parade ground? Or the interesting shape of Gypsy Field across the main road from the castle? Does the Millom Bivolate site add weight to a Roman presence? Bivolate is a pair of defences ditches and earth embankments, usually concentric, that surround a mound or medieval fort. Does the fact that there were salt pans add weight to any of these suggestions? Or the fact that iron ore has been mined in the area, might this be an indication that the Romans would have been attracted to the area? Certainly, the evidence we have suggests at the very least the need for further investigations. Who will take up the challenge?